Hey there, everybody. So today I'm down at the, or up at the, depends on how you look at it. I'm in Sumter, Oregon is where I'm at. And there's the one truck in town going across the railroad crossing. Yeah, I'm in Sumter, Oregon, and I'm at the Sumter Railroad train depot in Sumter. And rumor has it in a few minutes, well, it might be a half an hour, who knows, these things don't move that fast. They've got a steam train coming, and it's really cool. Today they're running the wood burning, I forget what they call it. It's like a shay, but it's not a shay. It's supposed to be better than a shay. It's a logging locomotive, so really cool, really cool stuff. The reason I got this weird angle going on is because the sun's coming in and out of the clouds, and I'm trying to mitigate that just a little bit. So yeah. Now, I could have just as easily made this video sitting at home behind my desk, but this is a lot more interesting for me. But what the topic is desert island cameras. And what I mean by that is recently, like in the past few months, I'd say the past 6 months, I've been kind of circling the wagons, kind of subconsciously. Like I've changed my attitudes towards which cameras I want to buy. So I've been less inclined, I mean, I just can tell that I'm less inclined to experiment. And I'm kind of buying like the stuff that I want to buy, that if I'm going to be stuck with these cameras for the next 20, 30 years, God willing, that this is what I want to have. And the reason why I'm starting to feel that way is I'm kind of starting to feel like the music's going to stop here pretty soon, you know, game of musical chairs. And I mean, everything else in my life has doubled in cost. Now, I don't know if it's that way in the rest of the world, but in the United States, that's for sure. And it's not inflation. They call it inflation, but what does inflation mean? Inflation means that money in your pocket's worth less money. And it's the devaluation of the dollar is what it is. It's not that the things are intrinsically have more value. It's just that your money has less value. So there it is. But everything in my life has doubled in cost, and cameras have kind of kept, you know, cameras and lenses and camera gear have kind of kept their pricing where they're at. And I don't think that's going to last. And so my advice to everyone is, like, if there's gear you want and the price hasn't gone up yet, buy it now. And if you have the money, get the gear that you want to be stuck with for the next 20 years. Because there might come a time, if all this stuff doubles in price, you're not going to want to buy it. And having said that, like, it kind of changes my thinking in terms of like what I want to shoot with. I got a really good deal on the K1 Mark II, and I'm just happy with that, and that's awesome. But the lenses that I want to be stuck with for the next 20 years are the limited. So that's why I got the 31, the 43, and the 77. I'm kind of toying with the idea of buying the 21. It's on sale right now. That lens has less appeal for me from the stand. I mean, I'm sure it's awesome and gorgeous, but I've got the 20, the FA20. It works perfectly well. And the 21 takes a 67 millimeter filter thread, and that's it. So I'd have to get 67 millimeter filters. And it's expensive, and it doesn't have an aperture ring. It won't work on my MX. So, you know, I mean, it's not as versatile and it's more expensive, but I have a feeling it's a corker of a lens. I we're definitely up in a mountain town here somewhere. I definitely enjoy the 31, the 43, and the 77. I just picked up another 60. I cost $50, $45 for a 70 to 210 F series, F4 to 5.6 or whatever it is. Just to have a backup. I mean, they're so cheap and it's such a good lens. So yeah, and so that's where I'm at. I'm kind of buying the stuff that's in it for the long haul kind of a deal. Because I have a feeling, it just feels like the music's going to stop here pretty soon and you're not going to be able to afford anything. Just my take on it. Not that you're not going to be able to afford it. You're not going to want to pay double for, $4,000 for a K1 Mark II brand new, and $6,000 for a Sony or a Nikon. Like, that's going to get a little crazy. So, and that could very easily happen. I mean, who would have thought we're paying $6 a gallon for gasoline, right? So, yeah, or what was it I saw the other day? A carton of eggs, a dozen eggs was $6. Like, that's not happening. So, yeah, other than that, I may do a video if I shoot some stuff here in Sumter. It's one of these places where I'm kind of out of my element because it's definitely rural and it's definitely a mountain town and the railroad's really fascinating. But it's not landscape and it's not what I normally do. But it's really gorgeous here and there aren't a lot of people here. And so I might be able to pull off some if I get some photography, I'll do some video. How's that for the deal? Anyway, this video stands on its own. This is something I could have been, like I said, I could have done it sitting behind my desk there in the office, but this is more interesting. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you later. Okay, bye.